Monster Energy Southern Arizona, can you believe it? This is our 13th and final edition of the 2019 version of the Friday Football Fever. It is the second round of the playoffs edition of the most in-depth high school football show in Southern Arizona. Good evening to you. I'm Paul Cicala.
And I'm David Kelly. And Paul, Cienega, Sabino, Benson High Schools. We're all on the road this evening, hoping to steal victories up in the Phoenix area. But here at home, we've got Conference 4A #1 seed Sahuaro defending their turf. And we're going to head out to the east side with the Cougars in just a little bit.
But first, of course, in the other home game featuring Tucson area schools, Salpointe would defend the Old Pueblo's honor as the only Pima County team in the Open Division playoffs. The Lancers, the number 4 seed, would take on 5 seed Pinnacle High School. Let's go ahead and do this. Salpointe players were definitely pumped up to take the field. It was a packed house as the boys from Tucson will go up against Pinnacle High School from Peoria and Maricopa County. Speaking of Pinnacle High School, that is where U of A point guard Nico Mannion suited up, so no surprise he was kicking it in the stands. And then on the sidelines of Pinnacle High School, he'd bring along some U of A basketball teammates like Josh Green, Christian Coloco, and Zeke Najee, just to name a few. And they'd see Salpointe strike first blood on just the second play from scrimmage. Trayson Bourget will go long to Lathan Ransom, and just like that, the Lancers take a 7-0 lead. Salpointe's defense will play well early as well, and the Lancers will get the ball back, still leading 7-0, and then gotta love the footwork of quarterback Trayson Bourget. He will avoid the rush, and after the catch, how about Connor Whithoff with a nice pickup? First down, Salpointe, but Pinnacle gets the ball back, and Alonso Maya takes it in for the touchdown. This game was close throughout the beginning. After that, Bajan Robinson, the all-everything running back for Salpointe, is about to break off. A little something. He's gone with the win. Salpointe would take a 17-7 lead, and with the ball again, still in the second quarter, Bajan Robinson is showing the need for speed. Check out how Bajan makes it look like the Pinnacle players are in slow motion. That, folks, is a touchdown. It would have given Salpointe a 24-7 lead, but instead it was called back for holding. Oh, so close. Salpointe would take a 17-10 lead into halftime, and in the second half, Salpointe would pull away for the 48-10 victory. All right, moving on from Midtown to the east side, Sahuaro High School was hoping to avoid the upset and keep carrying the flag for the Old Pueblo against Phoenix area foes. Let's send things over to David Kelly, who's also who was at Sahuaro's football game, pre-practice, all afternoon, pre-game, and of course all evening on the sidelines.
Yeah, right. Sahuaro High School's been cruising along most of the year, with the Cougars' only loss coming from 2 teams in the Open Division playoffs, Salpointe Catholic and Scottsdale Sahuaro. Now, because of the tough schedule, combine that with a CDO upset loss in the final game of the regular season, Sahuaro was able to retain that #1 seed, and tonight Cougars put it all on the line against a team from YUMA, Gila Ridge High School. Gila Ridge entered the game 10-1. Kirby Ball now and his crew hoping there would be nobody swinging helmets tonight. It would be a big night for our rating player of the week, junior JAMIR GASAWAY. He already had 1 touchdown on 1 touch. How about we make it 2 touchdowns on 2 touches? 54 yards to give Sahuaro an early 12-zip lead. Cougars, though, leaving points on the field in their kicking game. 12-7 Sahuaro. JAMIR GASAWAY, Jay Slime, Jameezy, whatever. He was worthy of all the nicknames tonight. 90 yards. Sahuaro led 21-7 at the half, and John Elgood and his Hawks coaching staff just trying to figure out a way to stop number 4. That was as good as it got, though, for Sahuaro. Devin Roberts, on what he thought was going to be a free play here, didn't get the offsides call, and then he's going to get picked off by Anthony Mejia Acosta. The Hawks outscored the Cougars 21-0 in the second half. Cassell Wiggins going deep up top to David Randall. He beats Dylan Gooding, and Gila Ridge beats Sahuaro. No, 28-21. The Cougars season comes to an end at 9-3. It was, however, a great season for Sahuaro High School, and they've gotten pretty used to the attention that comes with their success. Now, we've done several stories this year on Sahuaro, whose only loss prior to tonight came against Salpointe Catholic. Of course, they also had the loss to CDO, so they finish at 9-3. Now, the backfield that we just talked about, they're going to have 2 of those kids coming back Travion Watkins, and then JAMIR GASAWAY, who's actually a wide receiver, but he got the bulk of his yards this year by the Cougars handing him the football. The receiver, JAMIR GASAWAY, has a flair for lining up the scoreboard early in games, and when you've got Jets like JAMIR, you got to have a cool nickname, right? What's your nickname?
J Slime or Jameezy.
J Slime or Jameezy. Which one do you like better?
J Slime.
J Slime Bar?
Because on the field, it's a different breed. It's too slippery for them.
I'm not really sure how it came about. It's just you try to tackle the kid, you make 8 people miss. You're like breaking tackles left and right. I mean, the kid's slippery.
So where was JAMIR as a sophomore? Not on the Cougars varsity squad. Why? Well, because head coach Scott McKee said GASAWAY needed to focus on his academics.
He had to take care of some things in the classroom last year, but he was at every practice, and you'd watch him in scout, and you're like, my goodness, this kid is ridiculously special.
I remember specifically, I knew how special he was going to be during the Marcos Deniza week when they had the running quarterback last year, and he just made everybody miss, just made the defense look absolutely horrible.
What's kind of the feeling when you get in the open field and you know it's 1 or 2 cuts and you're gone?
It's a great feeling, really. It's just, it's either you catch me or you don't.
Hey, that was from David Kelly. Of course, as he mentioned, lots to look forward to for Sahuaro next season despite the early loss tonight. All right, we're far from over with after the break. Our in-depth playoff edition of the Friday Football Fever pushes forward. We'll head out to the Phoenix area. Sabino and Benson High School were gunning for road victories. Plus, Cienega High School is headed to Scottsdale in hopes of roughing up Notre Dame prep. And don't forget, we'll also have our Friday Football Fever play of the night. It's a highlight you do not want to miss. More sports, more positive energy, more Friday Football Fever after the break. Hey, welcome back to the Friday Football Fever. How's your energy, my high school football fans? I'm Paul Cicala. David Kelly is standing by. But first, a quick reminder, you can see all the scores for all the big games on our ticker right below. I can tell you now, Benson High School and Sabino, they ended up losing on the road still. Chins up. And don't forget, we'll also have full rundowns on KVOA.com. But for now, let's get back into it, shall we? Coach Patrick Nugent and Cienega High School were hoping to steal a victory on the road in Scottsdale against Notre Dame. Heading up Interstate 10 now all the way to North Scottsdale as mentioned. And of course, the Cienega cheer squad was ready for this one against a one-loss Saint squad. And the Bobcat band fills loose with the dance moves like Matt Broad on the dance floor. That's how Matt dances. It's high school football at its best. Into the first quarter we go. The Saints are driving, and J.D. Roberts, the fullback, will take the handoff. All 230 pounds of him will take it to the house. Cienega trails 7-0. Later, 4th and 2, and the Saints will get it right back to the big guy. Check it out. But Cienega's Dylan Silva will tackle him in the backfield. That'll be a turnover on downs as the boys from Vail trying to hang tough. And on the ensuing drive, the Saints defense is getting pressure on Cienega, but Bobby Belts is making it happen, Captain. First down for the Bobcats, but that's as good as it'll get for Cienega in the end. Notre Dame pulls away for the 45-6 victory. From the Phoenix area, let's take things back here to the Old Pueblo, and that is where we find this week's Friday Football Fever play of the night. David Kelly joins us with more.
Thanks, Paul. Everybody knew going into the Open Division playoffs that Salpointe would finally be challenged for the first time this season. It's no secret to the players from the Phoenix area that Salpointe's offense revolves around Bijan Robinson, the state's all-time leading rusher for big schools. And that's why this week's play of the night goes to a couple of teammates of Bijan Robinson on just the second play from scrimmage here, as Pinnacle players were undoubtedly expecting Salpointe to get the rock to Robinson more often than not. But no way, Jose, as Paul likes to say. It's going to be Trayson Bourget, and he's going to hit Latham Ransom on the money. That sent an early message for Salpointe Catholic from the get-go. The Bourget to Ransom TD connection is our Friday Football Fever play of the night. They are the only team in Southern Arizona. What do we start with, Paul? 12. There's the only ones left standing.
That's true, my friend, and that might be our last play of the night for the Friday Football Fever season of 2019. But still much more to come from Salpointe High School. As you mentioned, the Lancers were the only team from here in southern Arizona to walk off that field victoriously, and they are now in the Final Four.
Yeah, Salpointe will head up to Maricopa County to duke it out with the state's #1 overall team and one of the best teams in the country, the Chandler High Wolves. That should be one interesting contest.
You'll be there next week, too. And, hey, don't forget, for full updates on high school football action, we also have in-depth coverage on KVOA.com. For David Kelly, I'm Paul Cicala. Have a positive, productive weekend filled with lots of joy, and enjoy some montage of some of the fans and some of the highlights from tonight.